Hello, clause, part of a sentence, kinds of clauses. What is adjective clause? What are the kinds of all subordinate clauses? All will be discussed in one class. So be ready. I am going to discuss all in one class. Within one class, you will be able to learn what is clause, what are the kinds of clause, and what is adjective clause, and what are the kinds of adjective clause. Everything will be clear today. Look at the board. I have written here. Only look at the board. It is written adjective clause. And after this, I have written, I know the boy who stands first. Suppose a boy, you know, he stands first in your class. So I know the boy who stands first. I know the boy. This is one part of a sentence. I know the boy. This is one part of a sentence. And another part, who stands first in your class. Suppose. So this is the first part and this is the second part. And this part, it is totally independent. It does not depend on any other part. But this part, it depends on the first part. This part is known as principal clause and this part is known as subordinate clause. Why? Because they are forming a bigger sentence. I know the boy who stands first. So this is a bigger sentence and there are two parts. These two parts are called clauses. This is independent clause or main clause or principal clause, and this is subordinate clause or dependent clause. Clear? And here we have come to know the boy, this is a noun. Boy, this is a noun. After this is here who, it is the part of this part, and who it is, we know it is a relative pronoun because this who, this word, it is relating the boy and the other part of the sentence. I know the boy and who stands first. Suppose the boy stands first. So the boy, it is common, and these are only related with the help of this pronoun. It is called pronoun, that is relative pronoun. Okay, after this we will come to know another thing, that is antecedent. Who is antecedent? The pronoun, here it is relative pronoun. Before this there is a noun. This is this boy, it is known as okay, antecedent. I know the boy, this boy is, it is a noun and it is antecedent of the relative pronoun who. After this we have come to know this is principal clause. At the same time we have come to know this is another part. This part is depending on the first part and it is here qualifying the noun. When something is qualifying, a word or a group of words is qualifying, it may be an adjective. Yes, you are correct. It is adjective clause. This part, who stand first, it is called adjective clause. And it is only qualifying with the help of who. This is relative pronoun. So adjective clause, this adjective clause is known as relative clause. After this, look at the second sentence. And you can ask why I have given another sentence. There is the reason. Because I have told you two kinds of clauses, principal clause and subordinate clause. This is subordinate clause. Again, we have another subordinate clause. Look at this sentence. Subho, who stands first, is my brother. Subho, who stands first. This is the here subordinate clause. Okay, this is subordinate clause. So Subho, who stands first, this is subordinate clause, who stands first. Look at the board, it is written here who, this is relative pronoun, and Subho, it is antecedent. because I have told you boy antecedent, so Subha is antecedent. And here Subha is my brother. Subha is brother. This is a independent sentence and it is also independent part. Look here, Subha is my brother. This is independent part, independent clause. That is, it is principal clause or main clause. So here the subordinate clause is who stands first. Look at the two uses. Here it is also relative clause and it is also subordinate clause. That is, it is adjective clause or relative clause. We can write it relative clause. Why I have written here it is also relative clause, it is also relative clause. Look at the two sentences. You can learn here two kinds of adjective clause. Two kinds of adjective clause. How are they? First of all, I know the boy, this boy. After this, who stands first? I have defined, I have restricted the sentence, the boy, the antecedent. The boy, it is the noun, it is the antecedent of this relative pronoun. When the boy antecedent is restricted, when the antecedent is defined, it is called defining relative clause or defining adjective clause. So it is defining adjective clause. And here Subha, who stands first, is my brother. I have only added, I have added some additional qualification to Subha. That is, here the antecedent Subha, it is not restricted because Subha and my brother, we can extend this word again. That is, the antecedent is not restricted here, it is non-defining. Once again I repeat, what are the kinds of clauses? There are, I have presented two kinds of clauses, subordinate clause and principal clause. And here we have come to know subordinate clause, it is adjective clause. So there will be other clauses. Who are they? They are, another clause is coordinating clause. And other two clauses are noun clause and adverb clause. Noun clause and adverb clause I have discussed in other class. By this time, if you like this class, if you like this video, so remember to subscribe my channel and share with your friends. At the same time, watch and comment there if you want to learn anything new, and I will again inform you there. By this time you have come to know relative clause, it is defining relative clause and it is non-defining relative clause. Okay, no more today, we have completed. Now we will discuss in our next class. Thank you all.